Welcome to the Startup Passport by eConsulate. Today I'm joined by Loes Gast, and you're the project manager at Erasmus Centre for Entrepreneurship. Thank you for joining today. Could you just tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what the Erasmus Centre for Entrepreneurship is?
Yeah, I will start off with what the Erasmus Centre for Entrepreneurship is doing, because that explains my role maybe a bit better later on. Because we are a valorization center, and what does that mean? We take the body of knowledge from the university and we try to make research interventions based on that. Because the university, RSM, has a lot of knowledge about entrepreneurship and innovation management, but is it actually worth anything if you can't really apply it in real life? So we try to digest it, maybe add on the knowledge, make it a bit more practical, and then give a lot of workshops and training and coaching to actually apply the knowledge in real life. And we do that in two ways. So first we do a lot of research, and that's not really my thing, so I'm not in that team, because we do research and education, and I'm in education. So I'm an education project manager. And then education sounds like, okay, I go to the university and I teach classes, but it's actually much broader than that. It's just educating in the broader sense of the word. So we teach students, but also executive education or business people or all kinds of target groups, which is what makes it really nice, because we have so many different target groups, a very different dynamic every time, and it makes it very diverse.
Mm-hmm. And would you say that you're more concerned with then providing education or information about entrepreneurship in general, or also in putting things into practice and trying to support people while they're already working on something?
We do both, because sometimes we see people just want some knowledge, and of course we want to meet that need, but it's also about really experimenting, because entrepreneurship is not really that you can do right or wrong. It's just something that you do, in your own way, and what your way is, that's up to you. There's not really a right or wrong. So we give some knowledge or some tools, and we often say, here are the tools, put it in your toolbox, and you decide yourself what you're going to take out and what fits your need at the moment. So in that sense, it's also a lot of experimenting.
Mm-hmm. And when it is a lot of experimenting, what are things still that entrepreneurs can take from the university, can take from research? So what are those kind of tools that entrepreneurs can make use of on their journey?
There are many different, and I would say often they seem like they're all overlapping, and I would say that's because they are, they're the same, they're a different mean to the same goal. So it's all about what fits your need. And then what are the tools? Yeah, you have many. We often use design thinking, but that's now more widely known. When ECE started, it was more of a novel thing, but we still really use the design thinking often as the double diamond. For people who don't know, we use it still as a basis, but then we get many sub-tools and experiments on the side to make it really an experiment.
And generally, how important would you say is knowledge sharing in between entrepreneurs, but then also with having different institutions like the universities involved? How important would you say is that generally for the whole sector of entrepreneurs?
Well, entrepreneurship, you can be a solo entrepreneur, but you're still doing it within the ecosystem. And it's very important, I think, to open really your eyes, because with design thinking, the first step is empathizing. And it's looking at the lens not through your own worldview, but to that of others. And I think when you discuss it with fellow entrepreneurs, it can really help you see the same situation in a different light, which I think can help you much further later on.
And so you mentioned ecosystems. Do you think ecosystems are especially important for students or for young entrepreneurs that are just starting off? To have access maybe to an ecosystem in the direction they want to go to?
I think that's very important, but I was a student in a different university actually, but I was an ambassador of their startup ecosystem, and it's a shame how many students cannot find it still today. While there are so many people working on it, like for every university, they're really trying. It's getting higher on the agenda, but if you can't find it, then it's kind of a missed opportunity. So I think there's still a very big gap there that can be filled, because I think the supply is there and the help and the coaching they need, but can they really find it? And how can you take a student over the threshold for taking the first step actually? So how can you make it more approachable? Because entrepreneurship, I can imagine if you're in your first year in your bachelor's, can sound a bit intimidating. Like, is it something for me?
And would you say that entrepreneurs can benefit from the university because they work with people from all over the place? So you have different cultures, different backgrounds coming together. Do you think for entrepreneurs that can be a benefit?
For sure, because it really opens your worldview, right? It's again the lens looking at the same situation in a different light. But I would say even without the international aspect, that as a student, it's the best time to be an entrepreneur because you can take more risk. What do you have to lose? And there's a lot of help also without it costing money. So why not do it? Yeah.
I think that's a perfect message for all the students watching, for all the young entrepreneurs. Thank you very much for that, Loes Gast from the Erasmus Centre for Entrepreneurship. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.